YouTube. This is Jayden's update week 58, I believe. Or, he turned 58 weeks today. Otherwise known as 13 months and a little over 1 week. So, that's how old he is now. New things with Jayden. He's walking a lot more. He's getting a lot braver when it comes to walking. Which one do you want? This one? Which one? This one? He's getting a lot braver when it comes to walking. So he's taking more risks and taking more steps and getting farther with every time he walks. He still has not yet figured out how to stand up from the ground. When he goes to walk, he usually pulls up on something and then takes off from there. I know that he's physically capable of standing up because he will, when he's crawling, he'll like push his knees up to where just his feet and hands are touching and not his knees. He can do that, and then when he's walking, he can squat down, pick something up, and stand back up and start walking again. But I just don't think that he's, I don't know, I guess he just hasn't tried it out yet. I know that he could do it if he tried, but he just hasn't tried yet. So he pulls up and then he walks from there. He doesn't stand up once. When he falls, when he's walking, he has to go crawl to something, pull up, and then walk, which is okay. I went to a gynecologist appointment on 2 days ago for my 1 year, and I got new birth control, which I was on the mini pill because of breastfeeding Jayden, and I just hadn't went and gotten a new prescription for the regular pill. And what they gave me was chewable mint birth control, which I thought was absolutely weird. Like, why does a teeny tiny eensy weensy little tiny pill have to be chewable? I have absolutely no idea. So I don't know who is not able to swallow a teeny tiny eensy weensy little baby pill, but yes, they are chewable mint flavored, which I thought was very interesting. And I got weighed while I was there, and I weighed 125. I'm 5'6", and I weigh 125. Which is pretty good. I was about 120 before Jayden was born, so, you're reading. So I thought that was pretty good. I've got 5 pounds to go before I'm pre-pregnancy weight, which I don't know if I'll ever see 120 again, just because I was pretty super skinny before I had Jayden. But I'm pretty happy with the weight I am now, but it would be nice to be at 120 again. These are Mommy's notes. Jayden is also eating absolutely everything in sight, and I'm not kidding. He's constantly eating, and we are constantly feeding him. It is absolutely crazy. And then I'll feed him a big meal, and then he'll see someone else eating, like Thomas or somebody eating, and he'll crawl up to them and start begging for food again. Like, it is, I don't know where he puts all the food, because yet he's so little, but he eats all day long. I'm scared sometimes that he's going to overeat and make himself sick because he just never stops. But, ooh, Jayden has been having really bad constipation issues. He has had, well, I guess it's not really constipation, because he does have a bowel movement almost every day, but his stool is usually very, very hard and very hard to pass, and it's excruciating for him, and he screams and cries every time he tries to go, and it's just the saddest thing ever. So we took him to the doctor. Oh, by the way, we took him to the doctor. He had his coat on, his shoes, his diaper, everything on, and that was my phone, and he weighed 20.8 pounds, fully dressed with coat, shoes, diaper, and everything. So yes, he's very little. He still hasn't gone past 20 pounds yet. So, anyways, back to that. The doctor really said there was nothing they could give him, which I thought was ridiculous. If they knew how much pain he's going through, I think that they probably could have given him a stool softener. But they didn't. They just said that he needs more water and fresh fruits and vegetables. And our previous doctor, we had to switch doctor because our regular doctor moved out of town told us not to give him water in his sippy cup because water is empty calories, in which for how little he is, he needs all the calories he can get. So we had stopped giving him water. I mean, he would still drink water. Like if I had a water glass and he wanted to drink, I'd still give him that. But we weren't putting it in his sippy cup because, you know, the doctor told us not to because they're empty calories. But this doctor said that he needs to be drinking a lot of water if he's having hard stools and things like that. So we've tried to been doing that, and he does not much like to drink water out of a sippy cup, which has been a bit of a challenge, trying to get him to drink the water out of the sippy cup. But we're trying, and we're trying to give him a lot of fruits and vegetables, but this is just a problem we've had since we've introduced him to solids. I mean, even when we first introduced him to rice cereal, we couldn't give him rice cereal. We had to switch to a different type of baby cereal because it made him very constipated and have hard stools. It's a battle we've been fighting since he was, you know, since we started solids, and it's just so irritating to see him in so much pain and know there's nothing you can do for him. We do use liquid glycerin suppositories, and they're over the counter, and they say for 2 to 5 years old, but in his case it's okay for him to use them because his situation is so severe. And I mean, they're not harmful, it's just everything, almost everything is 2 years and up, just because, you know, they don't do testing on children under 2 and things like that. But those seem to really, really, really help him pass his bowel movement, but you're not supposed to use them more than, you know, more than a week, and we've been having to use them a lot. So, and, you know, we took him to the doctor, and they said there's really nothing that you can do except for increase water and fruits and vegetables and things like that. He used to drink prune juice, which really helped, but he no longer likes prune juice. And, you know, we've tried apple juice and things like that. Just nothing seems to be working. It's just so frustrating that he has to deal with this almost every single day. I usually don't talk about it. I don't know why, but yeah, it's been something that we've been dealing with ever since he started on solids. And yeah, but the liquid glycerin suppositories really, really help. Oh, and another thing, we were giving Jayden liquid multivitamins, the polyvisol liquid vitamins, and they have stained his front tooth, one of his front teeth, and I'm really, really upset about it because I was like, Thomas, he has a brown spot on one of his teeth. And Thomas was like, what? And we looked at it and we thought it was something, you know, just on there that he ate. We tried to scrape it off. It wouldn't come off. We tried to scrub it with his toothbrush and it wouldn't come off. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, what is this? Because, you know, he's been off the bottle since he was 12 months. And so he doesn't take a bottle at night or a sippy cup or anything. We brush his teeth twice a day. I'm like, what is this? This cannot be tooth decay or anything like that. So I Googled it, you know, and comes to find out, liquid vitamins can stain children's teeth. I could not believe it. I was so upset. So we are trying to find a dentist for him to go to, because a lot of dentists won't see patients unless they're 3 and up. So I just wondering if any of you guys have given your baby/toddler multivitamins, and I wonder if any of you guys have had trouble with the staining of the teeth, because we do give it to him straight. We don't mix it with something. We just give it to him from the dropper. So if anybody else has experienced that, let me know. And we are no longer giving it to him, that's for sure, because yeah, it's not a big deal because his tooth will eventually fall out, but his teeth aren't going to fall out for another good 5 or 6 years. Or 7. And that's a big deal to me because, you know, that's on his front tooth. I mean, it's not super noticeable, but it's noticeable enough that I know it's there and can see it. And it just, it bothers me because, you know, I take care of his teeth and everything. So I was just wondering, what's the earliest you guys have taken your children to the dentist, and what your experiences was with when they actually got there, because I know Jayden won't even let me and Thomas inside his mouth, so I have no idea how he's going to let a complete stranger inside his mouth. But I was just wondering, has anybody taken a 13-month-old to a dentist? And, you know, how has it gone? And just things like that, because, you know, I obviously don't know because he's my first. But, yeah, that's all for now. Leave me some comments letting me know what you think and everything like that. And I will see you guys next week.